galactic civil war spreads across the sun. From the heights of Coruscant to fiery Mustafar, to fight the evil empire, for people join the fray. These are the heroes of the Hydian Way.
Welcome to Heroes of the Hydian Way. This is a Star Wars actual play podcast, and we're playing in Edge Studios' Age of Rebellion. And this is Act 1, Episode 2 of The Hard Road. I'm Ben, I'm the GM for this adventure, and I am using they-them pronouns.
And I'm Joy, and I use she, her, and I play Keedur Javik, a sharpshooter.
I'm Erica, I go by she, her, but I'm playing Norin Grimian, who goes by they, them, and they are an engineer-scientist.
I'm Zach, I use they, them pronouns. I'm playing Shin Shazin, he uses he, him. He's an infiltrator interrogator.
And I'm Henry, I use she, they pronouns, and I'll be playing Isazel An. She uses she, her pronouns, and she is the ship's pilot and captain.
Alright, and we currently have a destiny pool of 3 light side and 2 dark side. And we come back to the nascent Wayfarer-class medium freighter that is flying through its hypertube. The blue flickering lights are swirling around it. Virtually everyone's actually in the bridge right now, as the inaugural hyperjump has happened. There's a countdown timer that has 9 hours on it. Starts off at 9, then just starts counting down on a per minute basis. Bait is there. You can see the little LEDs on their mouth getting very close to being a smile, even though it's just in a straight line. Oh, that was very effective. This ship seems to want to fly all over the galaxy.
The ship does?
Yeah, I do.
So it's 9 hours to our destination?
Correct.
Well, that gives us time to rest up a bit, get to know each other, maybe get into trouble on the ship by itself, and then make our way to our destination.
Preferably no trouble.
You haven't met me yet, and I just get on the intercom. Everyone who was not in the bridge to hear the news, we will be arriving in she does the pilot thing. In about 9 hours, you have time to get some food, rest up, clean yourself up, and looks at Norin. And absolutely do not start trouble. Wink. And I will be making sure to keep you up to date if anything changes. And click off.
I look at Norin. I think our captain is going to cause trouble.
The subtext is almost, text.
You see one of the little pit droids come through. You can see on the top of the dome, it has 3 dots on it. It looks like it's exploring. It's doing a absolutely horrible job of trying to hide right now. It's like it's trying to explore, but it's also only a foot tall, and is somewhat not sure whether it's supposed to be around.
Just looks around. If this little droid would like a tour, how does everyone want to go around the ship, see how everyone's doing, see how the ship's holding up to hyperspace?
As long as we can stop by the galley.
I have a feeling that all the 4 of us might be hungry, so let's. Oh wait, I look over to Aziz. All 5 of us might be hungry.
I think food would be very good.
Alright, my little droid. We're going to follow you around. If you want to know anything, you point at it, I'll tell you what it is. Probably.
The droid just essentially gloms onto you. Like, it is immediately just following around. Not so much being, like, super close, but it's following along and looking at everything that it can. Poking at any little button that's, weirdly enough, at its height.
Issa loves droids, so she's treating this thing like a little animal, just like petting it. And if it's like about to touch a button it shouldn't, she like gently pulls it away.
Whereas as he has gone back to the engine compartment and has already broken out their floor buffer. And
Gosh.
since there's nothing else for them to do at the moment, they're polishing the floors. Making sure that they keep this almost mirror shine.
I doubt this will not go well, but if this does not go well, I'm taking him with me.
Aren't there 4 of them? This must be like M3. And then there's like the big one. I don't know if I'd get in between the big one and the little ones.
Oh, I meant to see this one too, but I wouldn't just get in between a loader droid and her child. Actually, I should ask that droid how it identifies. I'll keep that in mind. To the galley.
From the bridge down the right-hand side, you get to the galley very quickly.
It's only 4 doors down. So Norin sits down at one of the table and like absentmindedly taps on it. What made you guys accept this job? Small talk. What is small talk?
Well, there's something new. Yes, that's the easy answer. Something new.
Well, I've been retired for a good deal, but the galaxy and the state it's in, I figured I'm still spry enough to help out and, doing what I do best.
For me, honestly, I have not found a ship and crew good enough to keep me around. Since I can't work with my original crew anymore, I've been finding a place, and this seems pretty nice. Little adventure, good friends, less likely to lose someone on the way. This should be great.
Wait, what do you mean by a crew good enough to keep you around? I'm concerned. Were they mutinies?
Nothing like that. Nothing like that.
Oh, okay, alright.
More like they were very boring.
Oh,
Ah, yes, very boring. But I very much think that you like this new ship. You seemed like a wide-eyed child, yes? With the big eyes and all of that, you just all of wonder. I think you very much like this new ship, yes?
Truthfully, I very much like this ship. I've been on nothing but old beat-up freighters
Ah, yes,
for a few years now.
so you like the no fighter ship like this? Yes, I can tell. I think that you are a very good flyer. Yes, you do good captaining.
Well, I was taught by my mothers. Because if I was a bad pilot, they would definitely let me know.
You had many mothers?
There was my mother on Canary, there was my mothers that adopted me and taught me how to fly. I have many mothers.
Ah, very good. I only had the one, and she died. So no, I don't have no more mother.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, it is. But it happens. People, things, especially animals, have to die. At one time, yes.
why do you say especially animals?
Oh, because it's very good to go hunting and to eat them. When I was a little girl, I go hunting with my dad, and we get lots of food for the whole community, and we'd all eat. It was very good, and no one ever got hungry, because we would all feed each other by killing animals and eating them.
That is actually a far better answer than I was expecting. I was a little worried there, too.
Oh, well, I do like pets. Do not kill pets, but the good animal, some are very delicious, yes?
And you now see why I like to have droids as pets.
Oh, because you cannot eat them. That is a very good too, yes.
I also meant that the death means nothing to them. You just take out their memory banks, you put it in a new one, same droid.
But if they're good animal to eat, like, like panther or something, you can kill it and then eat it, and it gives you substance. Very good.
I feel like she's gonna be very useful for some things later.
Well, Captain, I don't think we're going to have a boring crew.
Oh, you say I am not boring? Oh, very good. Thank you so much.
Isazel's already smiling like, I like you so far. And Norin, thank you for starting this great conversation. We've learned so much about each other.
Speaking...
Yep, looking at Norin. Now, what did you join?
I just thought I'd trade in the lab coat and get some field experience.
What are you, like a chemist or something?
Researcher.
Oh, you must be very smart woman.
I did graduate pretty high in my class from the University of Coruscant.
Very smart, yes. I'm not very smart, but that's okay.
How are you with small gadgets that are concealable?
I am pretty good with small gadgets and large
Excellent.
gadgets and droids.
Captain, this crew is definitely not going to be boring.
You are very right there.
All right. Norin gets up from the table and just goes and finds the calf.
Because this ship is like super new, the calf is all in vacuum sealed packs. It has a entire cupboard tray that you pull out, and it looks like there's enough calf there that would last 10 people 3 months if they had 4 calves a day. But it's all in those like micropods.
Like Keurig cups?
Yeah. So it's this almost from floor to ceiling array of them, of vast variety of kind. Different roasting types, different additives, any kind of calf that you want.
They spared no expense on this.
Do they have a Kashyyyk Dark? Oh my.
Norin plucks that one out. Norin plucks out their preferred medium roast.
Isazel looks up and just looks for the strongest one in there. And just like, it's like, Coruscant Espresso, my favorite.
And there's even 3 different makers for it. So that 3 different people could be making coffee at the same time.
Ooh, nice.
This will be come in handy in the mornings when I wake up and I look like death warmed over, yes? Oh, perfect.
Yeah, there's a range, there's a griddle, there's ultrasonic version of a dishwasher in a relatively small setup. The calf looks to be entirely in half of it's a refrigerator, half of it seems to be somewhat focused on calf making. You've either got the makers, the pull-out tray. There even seems to be a calf maker if you're wanting to do it old style instead of with one of these cups, but there doesn't seem to be any ground beans. They sort of figured the entire ship is going to run on calf.
I mean, it's a safe bet to make.
Yeah.
I mean, have you met us?
Just now, yes.
I'm going to look to see if they have... While they're talking, I'm going to look to see if they have any meat to start grilling to cook. Like a steak or something.
While there is a whole lot of this prepackaged calf, the issue that you find is that these ships are advertised as having 3 months worth of supplies. The calf seems to be set up as 3 months of having exquisite amounts of coffee. The meals, on the other hand, not so amazing. They seem to be almost entirely pre-pack. Not quite at the level of MREs, but it's all fairly shelf-stable kinds of just add water style of...
The key to eating a lot of this stuff, because it's real nasty, it is a lot of hot sauce. Trust me.
Well, I think that the first planet we come to, I will need to do some hunting for us so we get some food, like good meat here on this ship, because this is not going to last us very good. No, this is yucky food.
It'll definitely last us a while. We could also just go to a store.
No.
Yes.
I want to see this.
I'm terrified right now.
You two can go hunting. I will go to a store.
You go to the store, get our seasoning and good stuff. I go get the good meat, okay?
Listen, whatever we get from the store, that's what we get from the store.
Just no butchering in the ship.
No, I put you outside the ship and bring inside and put away, and we cook, and it's delicious, and it melts in your mouth. So good, yes.
Norin pulls out the data pad that they have clipped to their belt and types absentmindedly, note, purchase, refrigerated containers. Movable. And then puts the data pad back.
You better not be hanging that from the inside of the cargo bay.
Hanging what?
You're not going to eat all of them in one go.
No. You butcher it, you make good things, and then you can store it in refrigerated containers. Yeah, and then you eat it. It could last us for a good while. Yes, good while. If we get good size meat animal, yes, we would be good for a long time. Yes, and the meat will be many meals. It'd be so good. You will be like living in heaven. Very good.
I'll take your word for it. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't doubt you. Please, I do not doubt you. Put the gun away.
I do not have a gun out. My gun is in my room. I only bring it out when I am cleaning it or when I am going to use it.
Fair enough.
This is going to be a long 9 hours.
Don't worry, I have ways to make this a little bit easier, or more difficult, depending on what your feelings are in social interaction.
And those ways are...
We are going to do some exercises to get to know each other.
Exercise? I'm too old for this.
I do mean literal exercise. I gotta make sure all of us are, limber, stretched, ready to go. Because I want to try to make a leadership check to get everyone to do some light exercise together. To kind of see how everyone's, physically doing. Like, Issa has a good feeling we're going to be required to move around a lot, not just fly the ship. And she needs to know what everyone's kind of, strength and dexterity is.
That does feel like that should be a red and a purple kind of a check.
Oh, that I can do. And with leadership, I have 2 yellows on that one. And I do have 1 rank of command, which, and this is why I'm a squad leader, I add 1 boost per rank command when making leadership checks.
Okay.
And if this check goes well, affected targets of my leadership check get to add a single boost to discipline checks for the next 24 hours.
Interesting.
So essentially, she's taking you aside. She puts on some light music, and she's just like, "Okay, everyone, we are gonna do some light exercises before we drink our caf as that brews to stretch out and be ready for anything."
In this room?
And you know what? The threat I have a feeling. Yeah, yes, in this room.
Oh, wouldn't you know it? My calf is already finished.
I do not mind. I will do some. I will show you. I do sit up. Yes. Okay. I go down and I do 1 sit up. See, I do sit up. Good job, me. Yay!
She's pretty much. Oh man, this threat's gonna be fun when I find out what it is. But she's like, everyone, come together and do what I do and follow and copy my movements. And she starts just.
We don't need to come together. We're literally this is a small room.
Are there any papers in... Oh, wait, there's no books. She just rolls something up, it just bops your head. I stand up, and we're doing little half squats. And she's just making sure everyone does a little movement. Don't let your knees lock up. Keep limber.
I'm figuring at this point another one of the Pitroids has come by and the 2 of them are tweedling at each other and just
M2,
watching.
M3, save me.
What are they saying? I can understand them.
Look at the big uns.
I whistle sharply at them.
They stop laughing.
Well, at least if y'all need to make a discipline check later, you got a boost for it.
That's true.
And now your calf is room temperature, so you can just chug it.
I'm gonna go check out the med bay.
I'll go check out the hangar. Or the,
As I pass by the 2 little pit droids, I tap
Or
one of
the
them on the head.
I'm gonna try and find our quartermaster friend.
I'm gonna go check out the rest of the ship. I'm gonna see if I can climb in anywheres that, as a sharpshooter, I would be able to hide in case I would need to ever climb and shoot someone. I'm looking for little nooks and crannies.
Oh my god.
The layout of the ship is actually very mediocre for doing any sort of long-range shooting, but the longest range inside the ship would be going from one airlock through the attached pod to the other side, or the equivalent through the engine room from one side to the other. Otherwise, the hallways are really short.
But is there any rafters or anything that I could would be able to hide in?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
if somebody were to infiltrate our ship, I could hide
Yeah.
and I could snipe them from there.
Yeah, there is... I have taken to calling them Macquarie tubes. Just engineering tubes that go either through the floor or through the ceiling throughout the ship.
Anyone paying attention notices that Norin does not walk under any ventilation shafts and always looks up when they enter a new room.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask later.
The med bay is like everything else. It looks super new. The operating table has all of the implements in the various trays, all very carefully laid out. The recovery bed is there with the too tight of sheet pulled over it. And it actually has all of that under what looks to be a layer of cling film. And it does have 2 Bacta tanks off in the corner.
I guess Shen missed this room, and they start pulling the cling off and throwing it in the recycler, I guess. And then they're looking at all the cabinets and everything, seeing what supplies are in there. Back to tanks, that's expensive, interesting. Neurotoxins, medical kits,
There is a medical kit for normal operation. There's fairly full cabinets for a ship this size that you'd be able to treat most expected wounds. There's even some stuff there for taking care of amputations if need be, though there doesn't seem to be any spare limbs around. There's one med pack that's actually a proper med pack and a couple emergency med packs that are around. You've seen emergency med packs in the bridge and also in the walls of the airlock when you came on. It's pretty stocked. I'm figuring that there's not anything specific that you'd be running into as a issue if you were to need to perform any sort of medical check.
Okay. Well, that's good.
There does seem to be a shining white mouse droid in here. Whereas most mouse droids are that shiny black, this one is completely, utterly white to show off how antiseptic it is. And it is just slowly going around like an intelligent Roomba that it is and cleaning.
Norin kind of squats down in front of it and whistles lowly to get its attention.
It stops, and from the almost perfect grid pattern in the head, it sort of twists a little askew, pointing at Norin.
I'm Norin. What's your designation?
Would be L6.
Nice to meet you, L6.
It's happy to meet you. Are you the new doctor?
Maybe. Unless there's someone in my crew more qualified for that. I wouldn't call myself a doctor.
L6 chirps up that they are here to keep the lab sterile, so that if someone is brought in, they do not have to worry about having a contamination from the room itself.
Okay. Well, keep on doing the good work, L6.
Thank you. And then it'll go back to its grid movement.
What are the others up to now that Norin's left them?
Kedra is climbing all over the place, looking and trying to squeeze in all these little tubes and areas, trying to find places where she can hide if needed, and quick ways to get up there. So She looks like a little monkey just climbing everywhere.
Norin is constantly worried about things coming out of the vents, and you're climbing through all the vents.
Yes. Who knows? I might pop out.
Actually, since you're like looking around and popping out, you probably see Issa actually going into the refresher already. Because on decontamination, she's very much okay, we're on a new ship, time to decontaminate. Again.
Shin is trying to find our Hookman friend. Yes, Hookman, the quartermaster.
Yes, Hookman is a quartermaster. L185 is the loader droid. Both of them are in the cargo pod, and they're looking around. Pretty much everything in there is palletized. It looks like pallets have been shrunk wrapped together.
Mm-hmm.
The contents of the cargo pod is mining equipment. There's a couple low-profile scoop loaders.
Mm-hmm.
It actually seems to be like a stack of 4 different low-profile loaders. Instead of sitting down, you actually sort of lay down behind all the engine in that, and you're looking over it, as well as breathers. It really is heavy equipment. There does seem to be like some breathers and some communication equipment there, but it's like they're trying to expand a mine with the equipment here. The equipment in the pod looks to be about as new as the ship.
Cool. Hookman, hey.
Well, yeah, hey.
What's the word? We got anything good inside these crates? There's gotta be something more than mining equipment.
Oh, there does seem to be a pallet over there that has personal equipment. It looks to be mail and packages sent from where the miners are from to the mining facility.
Oh, wow. Didn't realize we were also delivering mail. Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, what's someone gotta do to get lessons on how to drive the big load walker? The load robot, the droid. Not the droid, but like, the lifting equipment.
Oh,
I've always wanted to try it on.
Oh, I guess I could give some pointers on it. It's all pretty simple. I mean, it's all negative feedback. Lift a leg, it lifts with you. You're not really going to be dancing a jig, but yeah, you should be able to at least walk around with it, no sweat. Wow. Depends on how much work you have to do, I guess. Haha.
That's pretty interesting. What I really wanted to ask you, you said you were mostly logistics. Were you ever serving over Mimban?
There's hardly a clone that wasn't serving over Mimban at one time or another.
That's fair. I was just wondering, occasionally we would send some of our operatives through the station at Mimban, and wasn't sure if you'd noticed any other Shistavainen while you were out.
I've dealt with a few Shistavainen from time to time. All been fairly decent people. There's that one, but, well, he didn't really survive. Otherwise, they've been all pretty good.
Excellent. Well, suppose you probably didn't run into any of our crew, but I'll be glad to serve with you. I love serving. I loved the regiments that I always worked with, so, it'll be fun.
Yes, it'll be fun.
Gives him an elbow. Don't be so dour. He continues playing with the lifter controls. And that's probably all he's going to do.
Kind of want to get a one red pilot planetary check as you're messing around with the load lifter apparatus.
Woo!
See, it worked out just fine.
Thankfully. You're right, this isn't so hard at all. As the camera trails away. Stomping around.
The load lifter droid is spying around the different cargo pallets that are there, seeing how high they're loaded in. Because, this is a 2-story tall pod. So there's pallets on pallets on pallets. And right now they actually seem to be hanging from the roof of the pod and inspecting the top pallets that are along the outside of the pod. Kind of figuring every droid has magnetic feet. And they're just looking down at you as you're messing around with the personal walker and wondering, what the heck is this Shistavenin doing?
He's just like giggling and like stomping around in circles. This was so much fun. They never let me used to work with the equipment back with the organization. This is great. Thank you. I greatly appreciate this.
Everything goes pretty smoothly as everyone's exploring the ship, getting a bit of an eye as to where everything is and how everything's going. I am also thinking that I do have one left.
Uh-oh.
What I'm figuring is that the timer counts to 0, and as you down jump from hyperspace, the ship itself is actually a teensy bit closer than you would have expected to the mining moon. The wildness of the Naboo system is the planet itself is where everyone lives, but the mining all happens on one of their moons. Actually, a couple of their moons. The ship itself comes out, and instead of being a decent distance where you're able to prepare and enter into whichever orbit that you're wanting to for landing, instead, you are going at a fair clip straight at the surface of the moon, and the proximity warning is starting to go off.
It's days like this that I am glad I took Let's Ride, because the moment that goes off, Issa just sprints to the pilot's chair to start getting the ship back into control.
Norin sprints out of their bunk where they had been setting up their stuff into the cockpit, like, what's going on? What's wrong? Oh, no, that's not good, and sits down at one of the chairs to try and assist any way they can.
Kidra is going to climb out of one of the vents, and she's going to just go, dust herself off and go, I wonder what's that about? Oh, well, I'll go clean myself up. And she's going to go wash up, take a shower.
You hear Isacel on the comms like, okay, everyone, we might have a bit rougher landing than normal, but leave it to me. I will keep us safe, and I'm going to make a piloted space check to keep the ship from slamming into the mine.
Okay. Let's see. That shall be a 3 red, 2 setback kind of a check.
3 red, 2 setback?
Yeah. I'm figuring the ship is going full speed, so yeah.
Oh, you know what? Let's see. I might have to do something else then. So, instead, forget all that. I'm going to do this full stop action, because I have that as one of my talents. When piloting a ship or vehicle, I may perform a full stop maneuver to immediately reduce the vehicle to 0, and the ship's going to suffer 1 strain per speed. So, how fast was this ship going?
It was going full speed, so speed of 3.
Well, that ship's about to take 3 system strain as she just slams the brakes. We're just going to slam the brakes on this giant thing.
The ship itself, the engines flare, the navigation thrusters start engaging and flaring in different areas. The ship itself twists and starts aligning itself with the surface of the moon instead of pointing directly down, with a bit of a hard fight keeping it from tumbling. You're able to get it down to essentially being stationary over the moon. But yeah, the ship itself takes 3 system strain, which you can hear the creaking of the ship, and you can hear a single run of cables start fixing.
Back onto the intercom. Okay, so we had a bit of a rough stop. No worries, we are back under control. We may need to take care of the ship when we land, but we are now in the Naboo system, right outside of a mining moon. Everyone get to positions. Kidra, Shen, if you can come up to the bridge, please.
I walk up to with my hair all wet and I'm drying it. Yes, it's very good, okay? Huh? What you need?
You'd hear Shin coming from the hallway. Oh! Walks in and leans against the seat he normally sits at. Hello, Captain. That was an interesting way to maneuver the ship.
Well, it was that or take a risk of slamming into a moon, and you know what? I think I made a good choice. For everyone but your stomach.
Yes, I think I would have preferred the moon.
Don't worry, everyone. Take your seats. Let's get ready to land.
Wait, we're not done yet? Oh, no.
I'm gonna go sit down at that same seat, just to the left of that. Buckle in.
You hear straps and buckles and things getting tightened down as Shen's getting ready.
Norn's checking that we're at the right moon, where the landing situation should be, if there are any red blinking lights that they should be aware of, because they're going to have to go look at the engines.
Little check engine lights probably starting to blink.
Not quite yet.
I'll get it there, don't worry.
At the moment, the ship seems to be working just fine. Which I'm sure everyone's a little surprised at, but yeah. You can see a blinking light for the comm system, but beyond that, there's no other unexpected blinking lights.
Gonna flick on that light, just like, well, this is the Wayfarer, how may I help you?
It is good to see you, ISR Wayfarer. We were expecting you, and it's good to see one of your shipments finally arrive. We have been waiting for one for a month now. The last one is overdue by at least 2 weeks. That you were able to make your way here without any trouble is a very good sign.
This is why they hired us in particular. We are much better at getting things out on time and into the place they need to go. So, do we have permission to dock?
Yes. Use docking platform 3. I shall meet you at the airlock once you're inside.
Thank you very much. We will see you soon. Turn off the comlink. Alright, let's get the landing procedures ready.
I think that we have problem. If we are only one to come in, then there are missing ships. That is not good.
This is very true, if you paid attention. And quick question, how good are you with gunnery? With turrets and all things like that?
I'm good with guns, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna, Ghidra, you make sure to get yourself on the gunnery seat. So if anything that wants to take our load comes up, that is your place from now on.
Oh, I think that is too easy. I go get my gun. I sharpshoot. I will shoot from far away. They do not know what hit them. Yes?
No. Ship guns.
Oh, okay. That's boring. Okay, I'll go get ship guns.
Ghidra, I will find a place for you to use your normal sniper rifle with a challenge as soon as we're landing, okay? I promise you. I'll make sure you'll have fun.
We land and I will be ready with my guns, yes.
Man, I have a question. Are we aware that the last shipment is late?
Until now, no.
So this is the first we're hearing of our shipments not arriving there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why wouldn't they tell us about that? Why wouldn't we already know about that? It's weird.
More than likely to keep us from panicking or questioning the system that they have. You know, I used to work for freighter companies. They'll never tell you when they're late if you're the one piloting it. Always like, oh, everything's going fine. Everything's going good. And then you get to a buyer. They scream that you're late. They ask for a discount. You have to tell them where to go. It's a lot of problems. So I remember we all smile and say, talk to the manager. Oh, wait, that's me. As I start setting up landing.
Hey, Bait, have you, is there anything in your logs about missing shipments?
No.
No, I have no details on any other shipments, just the one that we're assigned to bring in.
Fair enough. Concerning.
The mining facility is utilitarian enough and essentially blocky enough that I do want to get a piloting space check for landing. It is going to be 1 red and 1 purple, and the normal 2 setback from handling, because normally it would be 2 purple, but I'm knocking 1 off because they've essentially got guide tractors to help you land.
So, 1 red, 1 purple, 2 setback that I'm ignoring because, skilled pilot.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use one of those destiny points right now because I'm just going to be extra like that and burn it through. So I'm doing this with 3 yellows.
All right.
Nice.
And quick question, Norn, do you have any piloting skill?
1 rank.
All right, you are my co-pilot. Could I use that to get a boost? So we can do a group check.
Totally go with that. Yeah.
Just Isazel's like, all right, Norin, like, get the landing gears ready. Keep open on sensors. Everyone keep to their spots, and ears open for the best. Oh no.
Oh no.
I love that laugh.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, so we're not landing, but at least have 3 advantages to play with.
No, you're landing.
Oh, we're landing.
Just not the way we want to land.
This is just so perfect for a scrape the paint kind of landing.
We had a new vehicle, and now we don't. I told you, only a matter of time, and then it not be so new.
Yeah, I'm figuring that as you're coming into land, one of the tractors that are normally there seems to short out, and the other side, normally tractors are pulling you in different directions, and these ones are trying to pull in all 4 directions at once to get you in a nice middle. Well, one of them shorts out, and you get pulled in the wrong direction, so the airlock side of the ship gets pulled down against the doorway. So it doesn't damage anything to the point of like not working or the ship taking hull trauma, but it does scrape off a fair amount of paint on that side.
Okay, we have 3 advantages, so I
Yep.
have some ideas how to use them.
Absolutely.
How many advantages do I need to use to make sure I didn't break any of their stuff on the way in? Like, the door is still going to work, and a tractor beam can probably be fixed pretty quickly.
I'm going to go with 2.
All right. And with the last advantage, even though now the ship's scarred, it looks kind of cool now.
I can
Like-
go with that.
Like, it's hit, but that's character right there.
Makes it like a shooting star across it or something.
We just put some paint around it, we'll call it character.
Perfect.
I'm still at the gunneries, waiting just in case they need me to shoot something.
The day I get to say yes is going to be a very happy day for me.
Same for me.
I'm figuring that Kedra is going to actually be still on the bridge. Actually, the bridge chair that Kedra's at is going to be the gunnery chair for the single quad laser. It sets down. Just as you're setting down, you hear the screech of metal grinding on metal, very quickly adjusting your landing just so that instead of being all the way on the edge of the landing peg, you are actually down in the middle. As the maneuvering engines get turned off, a couple docking arms come down and clamp onto the ship so that, if need be, the cargo pod could be disconnected from the entire ship. Their airlock extends over, mates with yours.
I'm gonna let the ship connect and go onto the comm to the station. We have safely landed. I am sorry for any character we have added to your door. You might need to check one of your tractor beams.
We have already dispatched a maintenance team for that tractor beam. I hope that your ship is fully intact. If there's any recompense needed, make claims through the head office.
Don't worry, we call events like this character building exercises.
Of course.
Turn it off. Okay, someone keep track of this so we can make a claim later.
Are already on it.
Norin, keep track of this and so we can make a claim later.
You know what? You know what my role is? You're captain, I'm first mate.
You know what? I like that. Oh yeah, that's right. So before we walk out and start introducing ourselves to everyone, he says, okay, Shen, Kedra, what titles would you like? We got First Mate Norin, Captain Isazel. I'm thinking maybe Gunnery Sergeant. Oh, wait, do we have ranks?
Ooh.
Will we get in trouble for saying Gunnery Sergeant?
I don't think we would.
We can make it up. It's our own ship. Or anything else you got, Kedra?
You could call me, Lieutenant Gunnery. Yes, Lieutenant Gunnery Kedra.
I like it. I like it. Shen, what title would you like?
We'll go with Chief Medic. How about that?
I like that. I like that. Okay, we walk out, It is Captain Isazel, First Mate Norin, Lieutenant Gunner Kidra, and Chief Medic Shen. Let's go introduce ourselves. And over the intercom, just to the crew. Okay, crew, we are going to go introduce ourselves. Us four will go outside, introduce ourselves, get ready. The rest of you, get ready for having the cargo pod taken off.
Aye, Captain. Zzz.
Oh, Aziz, we might need the outside of the ship to be cleaned soon. You might need to look into something.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that buffer might need some extra work today.
You can see them starting to look for their fall restraints.
All right, and we're going to head to that airlock.
When you get to the airlock, you see two humans there. Both of them are in robes. One looks to be a little bit more officious. They have what looks to be one of those green visors like you see some accountants wear. That's pretty much how they're looking. Fairly short hair. Standing, just they're trying to look through the airlock viewport without trying to look too much that they're gawking. When, as you take a look, they look away and you can start seeing arms pointing off to where the scrapes are probably, and you can see one getting at a hollow recorder.
I have a feeling it probably looks a lot worse than I think it does. And Isa leaves her backpack in her room, and so it's just her in her outfit, her utility belt, her tools, her little plasma cutter on the side. She made sure that after the refresher, she's all pressed. So she's like, gotta look good when you're talking to the new people.
My hair's still wet. I come out and she's got her gun though. She's carrying her gun on her shoulder. She's just coming out. Yes, you looked very nice. Yes, very pretty. Okay.
Shin has on a black turtleneck now.
Norin just kind of looks at all of you and is just like, I'm okay. Still dressed the way they were before. You know, collared linen shirt and canvas pants.
You look like you're ready for work. This is good.
Yeah, I have the same clothes on and just have wet hair because I took a shower.
Shin also has his backpack.
Oh yeah, I've got my backpack with its general scanner and my data pad.
All right, flicking the button and opening the door to come walk out.
Welcome to our mining outpost. It's great that you've been able to make it in, and I am very pleased to meet you. I am Administrator Bromuth.
Administrator Bromith, it is good to meet you. I am Captain Isasen. This is my first mate Norin, my Lieutenant Gunner Kidra, and my Chief Medic Shen.
It's wonderful for you to be here. I will have our cargo specialist get in touch with yours right away. Do you have any word on any other ships that were supposed to be here? Because we seem to have been missing several. The droid freighters taking our ore away seem to be on schedule, but any of the organic crude ships have not been making it through, it seems. At least for the last 6 weeks.
That is long time. That is very odd. We almost hit mines when we come in, yes? But our wonderful skilled captain here avoided very nicely.
I'm not even sure if our organization is aware our droid isn't as helpful as I would imagine. Is he on your belt, by the way? Is bait? Do you have
You
bait
know
with
what? Just, I love the idea of bait. Just like if we're going off the ship, bait comes on my belt.
you? It's like the key to the car.
I'm going to find a way to turn him into our key, honestly. But until then, just gonna look at them. By chance, do you have records of all this that we can go over? Our employers at ISR have not let us know of anything, but we will need to clear up any discrepancies between the records and possibly help find out what has been going on.
Would they have been coming from the same direction as us?
To my recollection, no. This is the first time that we have had a shipment delivered through Interceptor Rescue. It is because of these previously disappeared ships that we went to a new shipping method.
Ah, I see. I was misunderstanding. So we aren't missing ISR shipments. We're missing shipments, and now you're using ISR.
Yes.
Ah, I see.
Did you make ISR aware of the missing shipments? of the reason for changing companies?
Our contact at ISR, yes, but we are not wanting to alert Tajco that we have circumvented their shipping for the moment. The amount of penalties that Tajco has in their shipping contracts is somewhat onerous.
That's very interesting. Would you allow us to go through your records on the ships that were supposed to come in?
As long as you're certain not to be passing this information around beyond your crew and your superiors, yes.
No problem. We are very good at keeping it within company. Also, I kind of like my company. I'd rather not get fired.
That is a wonderful benefit for you. If you will follow me, we can show you to the records location. As he says that, you can hear the outer door of the cargo pod start to drop. It's a 2 stories tall metal door as it not exactly creaks open, but you can definitely hear the machinations of it opening up.
Right.
So what do you all make of these missing shipments?
I'm not sure yet. It's definitely... I feel like they should have reached out to the other company, but maybe we'll find records of that in the archives.
There is something sneaky going on. Yes, maybe somebody steal them. Maybe the company steal them and try to not let them know, so they get hefty fine. You know, no, who knows? Lots of things could be.
Before we make any assumptions, we need to make sure that we know is this on the fault of the freighter company or if we're dealing with something like pirates or of the sort. We don't want to make any unnecessary enemies of freighter companies. Trust me on that one.
Okay. Ooh, I hear a story there. I talk to you later about that. Yes, sounds interesting.
I have many stories of both other freighter companies and pirates.
I'm thinking that Administrator Bromuth is going to lead you off to the administration hub of the mine and have their clerk follow you to the administration hub. Oh yes, come this way. We'll show you the records and the expected dates of the 3 ships that seem to have gone missing. If you'd come this way.
Right behind you.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
I'm going to stay with the ship and help them unload, because they're going to be unloading, and I want to make sure they don't take anything that's not on what they need to.
You do that. I think my skill set is going to come in handy with the records.
Yes, I think so.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Heroes of the Hydian Way. You can find show updates on social media for us at The Hydian Way, and you can find me, Ben, on the socials at Deuterium Ice.
You can find me, Joy, on the Other Place podcast, Season 2, as Talana, and live on Twitch TV, joyfully me too, playing a variety of games.
You can find me, Erica, on podcasts such as Path of the Storm, Dice for Brains, The Dicey Cantina, and Nightcast Creative Projects. Or you can find me on social media platforms as Tiz the Good Witch or Erica Goodwitch.
You can find Zach at talesoftheouterrim.com or at our Linktree, linktr.ee/talesoftheouterrim, and 1 season of Tales from the Grey Library.
And you can find me, Henry, everywhere as Sim Disorder, with a Y, not an I, on pretty much every social media you can find.
We are all at thehydianway.com, where you can find previous episodes.
You can find more episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts Plus. You can help us out by rating, reviewing, and don't forget subscribing.
You can holocom us at heroesatthehydianway.com.
If you like what we do and want to support the show, you can find us at patreon.com/thehydianway.
Or you can send the team some cash at kofi.com/thehydianway.
Bloopers, if any.
Which that was.
Nice.
For the night, everyone gets 10 experience, and then I was willing to do the 5 experience that you can hand out to the other people for something that they did either in or out of character.
I think the captain deserves some XP.
Definitely.
It's pretty
Yeah.
baller escape from the asteroid.
Just a tiny little escape from an asteroid. Oh, then I'm not giving it to myself. So going down, you know what? Because now they're my first mate. I'm gonna give my 5 XP to Norin, my new first mate.
Oh, thanks. I want to give some 5 XP to Kedra, honestly.
Because we're afraid she'll shoot us.
I really like the accent that you're doing, Joy, and I like just that moment where you're just like, no, I'm going to go get my sniper rifle instead of using the ship controls was funny to me.
I was thinking giving some to Shin because I really like how he's interacting with the NPCs that are on our ship, and just totally fun. I think he's a great character.
We all get 5
Thank
XP,
you.
yay!
Yay!
That's the intent, that everyone gets 15 XP per session, but there's a reason behind 5 of the XP. That's the intent behind us doing it.